This is Brother Ron, and welcome to We All Be News Radio and TV, the news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Dr. Shaw, you there?
Oh, yes.
All right, excellent. We all be on the have on once again the one and only, the one that y'all demand, the true people scholar and liberator, Dr. Randy Short. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I am blessed, man, and I hope everybody's doing their early voting. And I certainly hope everybody's getting ready for this blue wave or new slave, whatever they call it's going to happen on November 6th. You know, we still won't be free no matter who wins. Maybe we'll have two new black governors. As long as Ben Jealous doesn't win, I'm happy. I do want Espy to win. I want Gillum to win, although he's not going to do nothing for black people. And I want that chunky girl to come through somehow in Georgia. And I think that would be, the optics will be good, that you can be big with natural hair and not have to wash dishes to be clean the hotel room. So I'm very hoping hotel, motel, you know, we want to see this girl make it. And also, I hope the Negroes put a fire under her. They should have been talking about these votes long before, you know, the final, stretch of the race. But she's ahead by 1 point. And wouldn't that be nice on November 7th to wake up and realize we have 2 black governors? That'll be awesome.
That's some reconstruction stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, remember how that ended. Our ass got beat even worse than before. So, you know, it's one. So we call that deconstruction. And I'm hoping that Ted Cruz, who looks like, he looks like, a Mexican mafia version of Eugene McCarthy. Hope he loses, okay?
I was talking about Joseph McCarthy.
I'm sorry, Joseph McCarthy. Eugene is a different ballgame. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. You know, it's, 5:04 in the morning. So, forgive me, but I'm so glad. Thank you for not letting me mess up. Now, there's just things that are just vexing me these days. What's vexing me is this black men and black women, these swirling sexuality coons, where just everybody's got to be laid up with someone that hates them. And folks think just because you're humping on someone of another race doesn't mean they like you or your people. And I know House Sisters are so proud of having the nicest booties in the world. I know when you don't have a behind like a yoga mat, it's more like, a comfort food. It's so jiggly and so forth that you think that nobody from another race that's with you doesn't still hate your people and you. That's silly for sisters and for brothers who think that they've got that magic stick without the ring around it, that somehow is their gangplank to equality and inclusion. And I just want to remind all you swirlers, all you coons, all you folks that think you have such strong sperm or labia majora that somehow it's going to make people in other races who've been conditioned to hate you and your oppression is a profit center, that somehow you're going to lay down and wake up free because you're with someone of a different race. You're deluded. In fact, you're going to produce children even more deluded and confused. And you're prolonging the suffering of black folks with your genitalia and your immature, underdeveloped respect for your people, your ancestor, your God, and yourself. just moving right into it, I just have to go in on what I would consider Wonder Woman until she had that baby. And she was like almost about to drop the baby at the wedding reception or whatever. Serena Williams, I'm sorry, broad, but you were dissed by the little so-called billionaire. Anytime that a man loves you, okay, he doesn't let you be showing pregnant when he's a billionaire at the damn wedding. And you're coon, Serena, for not realizing that he's playing you. You're a fool like the 1 out of 3 black women that are getting with white men these days. Y'all suckers. Y'all suckers. You mean to tell me you're a billionaire and people disrespect your wife and the tennis thing that you don't start a league for your own wife? If you do have $13 billion, you're a stingy motherfucker. Okay? And I don't care if you made a child with her. White men made children with black women and still kept them in slavery. In case these little sisters nowadays think that having good booty and good sex and nice hair is going to make a white man see you as an equal, you are clearly deluded. So, I don't care who doesn't like it, so what? Okay. And I want to say that Serena should have had that man, her white husband, taking out full-page ads denouncing the tennis associations in the New York Times, Washington Post, Chicago Tribune, Sports Illustrated, because you have money. That's what you do when you're a rich man and somebody disrespects your wife. But you're a fake-ass white man, and you got to even faker Jehovah's Witness, Watchtower Society troll who believes, the Jehovah's Witnesses believe that God's going to make everybody white. That's why Serena don't stand up for anything. That's why most black Jehovah's Witnesses are coons. Okay, that's just a fact. They think that God's going to solve the race problem by making everybody white. Well, frankly, if God's going to make me white, I'm ready to be an atheist. Okay? I mean, to hell with that. To hell with that God. To hell with that cult. If I have to be a white person, I don't want to be in that religion. But leave my ass in the second. In fact, let me be left behind like the little Christian conservative. Have a rapture and catch up. Be caught up to meet them in the air. All the little fake coons just disappear. In fact, that would be a millennium. Can you imagine life with no coons? Oh my God, all the coons disappeared. Wake up one day and you can't find Jesse Jackson. I said, oh my God, he left his shirt with Dr. King's blood on it. I wonder if you can postmark this to hell. No, never mind. Anyway, and for all the coons, the brothers who think they got the magic stick. In fact, if their penis was so magical, how come sisters keep leaving y'all? So why not develop more of your humanity, your skills, your relational ability, your fathering ability? First, counting on, man, I've got what? I guess, my sperm has a density of radioactive fluid. She can't, please, brother, it's not working. And by the way, these white women see you as a science project, like a safari oddity. I just had an experience. In fact, I got to, I didn't even tell you this. Hurry up, we were talking before the show. The woman I call polling station Patty. I was working with this white woman who had these ugly, they should be called hogtails. It's not pigtails, hogtails. And she was running around saying, teamwork is teamwork. And this came up to me, and I just said hi and looked at her. I didn't know. I'm not interested in white females romantically. I just would like you to leave me alone. Go ahead, go over your corner and scream rape, and I don't want to hear it. And she was sitting next to when I was working the polling station in D.C. at that community center. And this guy named Mac Dang came in. I hadn't seen him in years. I had helped Mac Dang, who's a lost boy from Sudan. I helped them. I was their advocate, helped them get food, jobs, and everything. This white broad didn't know that. She was just all up on this African dude. He was disgusted, but he's being polite. But you know how people from Africa and the Caribbean, they don't stand up to white people like black Americans do. They try to shit. The white folks just really dog them out. Then they come running to us. You didn't tell me they like this. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought that's your history. I'm from another country. Right? Nigga, I don't think of myself as nigga. I think you're the nigga. What they say is me. Right? Have you ever dealt with foreign black people? They don't want to deal.
Yeah. I know.
Oh my God. And what's that song Stephanie Mills sing? I feel good all over.
Yeah.
One of them figure out, you sold my ass over here. What did you think you sold me to? Kevin? But they needed chains to send me. Get out my face. Shoot, go Donald Trump, go. Yeah, I said that to kick everybody out that don't like me. Shit, immigration ain't done a damn thing for me. I'm angry. Shoot, I'm gonna put one of them little fake ass Kanye hats on the way certain people act, especially little Ethiopian cab drivers in DC. Never want to pick you up, overcharge you. You come in, they're putting extra security cameras whenever somebody black comes in the store. Come on, man, I'm talking real. You know I'm saying the truth.
No, listen. Yeah.
Like y'all making me Zionist, you racist ass Muslim Arabs in your stores. Y'all making me want to have a Jewish flag out in front of my house. Y'all have no idea. And I'm even trying to get down with Moshe Dayan. And I wonder if the dick under that patch on his eye. Yeah, I said that little racist dude. He called black people inferior back in 81. Y'all forgot. But anyway, as I was talking about this white broad, was mad that I'm not interested in her. With that big, flat yoga mat ass. Why would I want her when there are all these sisters? I'm telling you, certain black women, they so shapely, they twerking when they're in church. Just sitting in their seats. You can just, their thighs be twerking when they're sitting straight. I mean, this is just incredible. You know, like Old Glory. But anyway, this white bra was so mad. So let me tell you, when we left the polling place, we get out to Trinidad Street, waiting for the bus to go back. If you know D.C. and you know Trinidad is next to Ivy City, and of course I live in Eckington, which is notorious for the old Edgewood projects. Let me tell you, I know what it's like to crawl to the kitchen table because so much shooting is going on. You just hope no bullets coming and get you. But anyway, I still like the neighborhood more than it was black. Now, we got white women skateboarding through the alley at 3 a.m. And I just, God, what have you done to my world? Anyway, gentrifications just make me sick. I can't wait for it to end. But anyway, we go to Trinidad Street and we're waiting for the D8 bus. And I'm there with Mac, and Mac is saying, hey, Randy. And this brother loves me because I used to look out for the brothers from Sudan. I went after the Ethiopians that were stealing money and shut their asses down. Yes, I did. It's me. Little gingerbread eating, tribalistic jackasses come over here with that garbage, not wanting to work with us, being against everybody, and being African and black when it suits you, but not when it benefits everybody. Please. So this brother was with me, and we get to the bus stop. And lo and behold, this white broad comes down. She didn't know where she was going. And she sees me and she begins trembling. like I'm gonna bother her. This is the same person that wanted me to grope her like 3-4 hours before.
Mm-hmm.
And I just ignore her. And she runs up and literally is like almost holding on the African dude, motioning him with her face that I'm some kind of threat to her. Cowering in fear.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even say anything to this white bitch. And so when I saw that, I just turned my back like, I don't want to see you. And when the bus came, I said, Mac, our bus is here. I got on the bus and we were out. I didn't say, I didn't say nothing to her. And deep down inside, that broad is the kind of person that would have made a phone call to the cops that she was threatened or that someone did something or she felt unsafe and get me killed over nothing. That's part of white female privilege, the dumbass black men who with their dicks and their nutsack and their vain, stupid concept of being a sexual beast instead of a proud black king, get them to want to lay down with these sorry trailer trash trolls. Oh my God, that was an alliteration, 3 T's. Trailer trash trolls. That's how good saying it. And I see all these people. I think I had a wedding I had to go to. But I'm going to send you a picture of my cousin that got married to the white woman that looks like Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Mm-hmm.
Did I mention that to you?
Yeah, we talked about it last time.
Oh, my God. Help me, Jesus. Help me. That saying, precious Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Take my hand. Lead me on. Wounds I can't stand. We black folk are weak. We get tired. We worn. Through the storm, through the night. Give us a will for coons to fight. Take my hand. Precious Lord, lead me on. Right? Anyway, you have to encourage your spirit. There's so many damn coons. Oh, I can't stand coons. Oh my God, I'm gonna wash those coons right out of my head. You have to try to like motivate yourself. And the biggest coons are sex coons.
Mm.
We won't even get into the Black Lives Matter. All these new leaders, or so-called leaders, controlled opposition. They're either gays with white lovers or they're swirlers.
Mm.
Or they were black folks for now. I was telling somebody, I was at the McDonald's. We have a McDonald's for all the transvestites. Young ones hang out. I wish it wasn't 2 blocks from my house. Damn, what you go to get one of those poisonous sandwiches from Whack-Donald's. You have to be
Whack-Donald's.
But he was whack. I mean, and Roy Kroc, he sure was a croc. And you eating a croc if you're in McDonald's. Anyway, and they're always neighborhood. They're always in our neighborhood, like liquor stores, which is there's McDonald's. Only thing worse than that is a black church for these niggas ain't doing nothing to set us free. Anyway. And they're like a little pedophile preacher with the belly ring, and you following him. You're silly ass. I didn't say don't follow Jesus. Just don't follow the effeminate one with the blue hair and blonde eyes. You may as well, since you don't know he's black. So, like the way I describe him to get the right one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, I get pissed off thinking about cool white Jesus freak Negroes. They have to make everything white. You know what? You could get Negroes to believe bowel movements white, even though it's coming out their black butthole. They still would think, who is good as white dude? Oh, I gotta say this. Okay, give me something I can take this so I can keep this. Then the next boo came up like, oh, I'm a flesh out like that. Right. Anyway. And we just, I'm just looking at, like, I'm looking at Kanye and Kardashian, and, well, at least she doesn't have a yoga mat behind, so we'll let her have that. Even though that's cosmetic, at least she took, we'll give her an A for effort, and we'll give her an F for genetics, because, that boot is not real, it's not yours. Okay? And I'm just looking at, Michael Jordan, who I never liked. And I've always wondered, is it true that you were involved with Ahmad Rashad? And that's why him and Felicia broke up. Yeah, I said it. I don't like you, Michael Jordan. And Eddie Murphy. Damn, Eddie. You really have traded places. You know what I'm saying? And Miss Brewster will get all your millions when that shit ends. I don't know how to feel about that, And you will be the donkey from Shrek when that white girl takes all your money. As soon as she drops this baby, she owns you. Silly ass Tiger Woods. That white booty ruined his swimming streak. I'm just saying, I don't see a lot of people rising to new heights with a white female. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but brothers don't even pick classy. It's like they go dumpster diving for the lowest, most unattractive white whore they can find. And don't get cocky, black women. Y'all not doing much better. You have a dude that look like an albino scrotum in a juicer. That's what y'all get with. I just and the kids are all confused. And when the black dude, forgive me, black dudes, y'all dumb as hell. Divorce courts is rigged against you when you mess with the black woman and the shit goes Splitsville. What the hell you think they're going to do when a white woman leaves your ass? And I saw this black dude who wants to leave his woman because he got the girl's hair braided and she thinks it's ugly. Nigga, she thinks you ugly. She thinks your people are ugly. You know what? She wouldn't mind seeing your penis on the cover of Time magazine as Man of the Year. But that's all she saw. And in fact, maybe all you saw was that, that she's not a black woman. I just keep saying this and it just makes me sick, but I'm telling you, as this country gets more racist, I wrote this up on Facebook, you're going to see more black men who mess with white women swirling, getting shot, getting beat, getting killed. And maybe that's what it'll take. Did you hear about the little Negro? I think he was having a menage a trois with white women, and then they said it was rape.
Yeah, the football player? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm so sick of dumbass black athletes. They're the lowest of the low. You're not a Muhammad Ali. You're not an Arthur Ashe or Jackie Robinson. Just a damn coon racehorse, most of y'all. No consciousness, no commitment. And then when y'all do stand up, y'all on your fucking knees. God help me. Give me a break, Jesus. And your leader had to be half white, raised by white people. Why didn't somebody jet black stand up? You understand me? I don't even pay attention to pro sports. I have no respect for it. Haven't. I'm going to just say something that you may not be aware of. In many countries, professional sports teams were the basis of nationalistic movements to prepare young men to be military and political leaders to liberate their people. sports for black folks is getting to be basically greyhound dogs and race horses for rich white capital. Doesn't have a goddamn thing to do about lifting up their people. I don't like pro sports. I hate it. I hate it. I did like when black people had their own teams. These folks would rather be slaves, disrespected, having CTE, when they could pool their money and create their own league. Who would want to watch a bunch of white spazzes play basketball or any other sport? That's why they integrated it, because nobody's interested in watching white folks do much of anything. But you know what? Leave it to coons to find some way to give their energy, time, soul, and everything to people that hate them. Back to swirling. That dude, the one that died, the soul train. Don Cornelius got with the Russian porn queen, a Russian Jewish porn queen, may have killed him. Now you think Don Cornelius, he had to get with the woman. I had a picture of it, and they took it down, where this woman was giving oral sex on glory holes. A glory hole is a place, it's a hole in the wall where you stick your penis. And it's meant for people to have anonymous sex. Mm-hmm. That's who Don Cornelius got with. He had money. Now, black men make all these comments about black women, and they end up dead with these white broads. Swirlers. Forgive me. Cousin Bill Cosby. Dude, what a damn letdown. I love you, but damn, what a fucking letdown. That Dr. Spock looking thing with the Ronald McDonald afro. I mean, Camille looks better after chemo than that white scum, drug addict lesbian that you were with. And now we have to split hairs over whether you did or did not do stuff with all these white trolls out here. Some of them black. Damn. Let's do some more. Name another one. We could just, the black athlete. Remember Herschel Walker? Mm-hmm. Did the white woman draw his money yet?
That's a good question. I remember Michael Strahan, when he had got divorced, she took him to the cleaners.
Mm-hmm. Not the cleaners. These Negroes know that. I'm going to tell you the thing I hate about college football. It's a nigga sobbing. I love my coach. Have you seen people in the Heisman Trophy? They be slobbering over these white men. They're like, get off, don't touch me, nigga. Oh, my God. I hope he doesn't have AIDS in his tears. He screwed all the cheerleaders. And these guys are just, when you see the black men on sports, they're just begging, crying, and scraping. It's disgusting. I hate it. I don't like watching it. You haven't seen that you see them, they're taking pictures, and none of the white coaches can dress. It's just where they can, it's like they go shopping at the homeless Goodwill. And they're the ones that all these guys look up to. I respect to come and play for this coach. That's a white dude who's about 4'9", yelling at a black man who's 7 feet tall, and black. He has everything but a slave whip, and the guys are like saying, "He's such a great coach. I never learned to read, but I always wanted to be a slave for Oklahoma." And the most disgusting people are all the dumbass black men that think watching people destroy their bodies, give all their money to other people like the TV networks and the folks who own the teams, the franchises, and these folks aren't finishing school. They don't even know how to eat a pretzel after 4 years of college. And we accept this as black manhood, something to aspire to. I'm not knocking the money that the people make. I'm glad they're making more than I have, but damn, I'll be richer than them once they get with the white girl. Well, let me just do this real fast and talk about this live-ass athletes. You know, I went to the University of Virginia where all the little Nazis were marched. They ran over that bitch over in downtown Mall in Charlottesville. Okay, Heather Heyer. I feel sorry for her. Okay. But anyway, I was publishing an independent black newspaper called The Fist when I was a student at UVA. And the reason I had to publish my independently was I wrote some editorials that I was writing as a black conservative. And when I started, changing it to begin to do what I really wanted to do, I wrote something that they would feel comfortable with. And then let's switch up, start doing this. I wrote, In Search of the Ugly American, Just Consult Your Nearest White Male. It's the title of the article. Did you like that? In Search of the Ugly American, Just Consult You. And what happened was the Cavalier Daily, which is a paper at UVA, and the other one, University Journal, I think it was called, nobody could print anything with my name on it. And one of the things with the research, they didn't print it. The staff rebelled at the University Journal. I think it's called the University Journal. It's been so long. It's been 24 years, 26 years maybe when I wrote it. No, 25 years. But anyway, what happened, I wrote In Search of the Ugly American. I started talking about the hypocrisy of this dude who got mad about people celebrating Black History Month. And I got to a point where I said in my article, why do people call all black women whores when the girls that do all the tricks for the athletes at University Hall are white? And the staff rebelled. They would not publish the article. What I was saying was that the white girls were screwing all the black guys at the place where the football and basketball players were. And if they had published that, it would have literally caused the school to shut the newspaper down. So instead, these people shut me down. But at UVA, the black guys, a lot of them weren't allowed to even be with black girls. They would furnish white girls like condoms or Bengay or socks or jockstrap. So if anybody became big or famous, they would be with that white woman to take their wealth away from them the minute, they dropped a baby or she was ready to move on, okay? When she got tired of her pet gorilla, she could go back to, a regular white dude. And these girls were encouraged to screw. In fact, certain places they call them sunshine girls. These are girls who screw the black athletes. The stupid-ass black man who thinks his penis is a magic key to heaven doesn't realize that white girl, they don't mind treating her as a canapé or a party favor because the money that they make off of their sports programs finance the schools. You're not special. You're basically a commodity to be traded like a pork belly or an orange future. And speaking of orange future, I'm thinking about Trump. These brothers have been alienated from the sisters at the school, and they're surrounded by white women and are given cars and all this other kind of stuff, and they begin to see themselves as better and different from the other black people. The only significant thing that I've seen black college athletes do was that thing at Mizzou back in 2015. Other than that, black college athletes as an aggregate suck. And the same could be said for the pro athletes. Okay, I guess I'm happy that you have millions of dollars, you use lots of dope, you have orgies and so forth. I mean, and well, some of us don't have orgies and millions of dollars. And maybe we don't need the orgies. We'll take the money. But our most of you leave the league broke. They gamble. They throw $50,000 a night at strippers. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah. Yeah.
And isn't that disgusting?
Mm.
And everybody knows the best strippers are black. I can assure you the strippers are white. They're getting big bucks. You know how that is. Come on, brothers. We think black pussy should be free, and white, bad, inferior, X-grade white cooch that white men don't want should be given, platinum express card. I mean, there's nothing like a black man that hates black women. There's nothing like a black man with no dignity, and there's nothing like a coon female feminist who sees like a white dude who looks like a retarded an albanized California raisin as some sort of prince to behold. Because, it's like, what's her name? Dorothy Dan just got the white dude that was beating her ass and took her money. This happens to black women. They shoot. They say they can do bad by yourself. You can also do bad with a caveman. And when he hit with the club, it's not like when you lie on the black man when he comes to visit the child when you break up. And there's a security camera showing that the father was trying to break in the apartment. And the cop still says, well, brother, you just need to leave. She's called us. You don't get to see your child this weekend. Right? You know how the sisters do that bullshit with the children, make the kids hate the father.
Mm-hmm.
No. When you get with the white dude, he'll steal the kids and he'll beat their ass. The cops won't come. And so a lot of sisters, in fact, let me tell you, we're gonna have this economic downturn. In fact, I almost want this shit to happen. I'm so tired of all the faking coons. Do you realize, you want to see something get strange? White people are a lot like Omarosa, okay? They have one fear, running out of money. When white people run out of money, their asses get strange real fast.
Mm-hmm.
If a white man's with a black woman and she's making good money and he loses his job, I lost my job. I lost mine too. What? Well, you better sell your ass or I'm going to beat the shit out of you, you black cunt. Why would you pick the same week I lost my job? Do you know? Right?
Mm.
And a lot of sisters are ready. Black men have to be cool. When the cop has a gun pointed at you in the car with your kids, you have to be, like, cool. White guys don't know how to be cool. Well, they don't have to. They're white. When this stuff gets rough, these guys crack up. A lot of these interracial fantasies, these little silly sisters think that y'all found the perfect man. Sure you did. In fact, I just hope that Meghan Merkel lives another 10 years. I hope, that they just use her to breed some new kids and do a Diana on their ass. Because, isn't it interesting? All the folks are excited about the light-skinned woman getting with the white man. Had there been a black man getting with the white woman, had it been a princess getting with a black dude, none of the sisters would have wanted to watch that. Oh, he's okay. Look here. Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
He's gay. I know he's gay because he married her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but double standard now. We do. We have a double standard. And we need to get rid of that. It's interesting, if a black man gets with a white woman, the world's going to end. When a black woman gets a white man, it's like she's won Powerball or Powerballs. But in fact, the grass isn't greener. You know, there was a little story of a white gentleman up in Massachusetts who had an incinerator, and he had killed and had roasted. One of those was a black woman. And so I think a whole lot of sisters need to understand they don't know what they're dealing with. And the same thing with black men. You don't know their father, their uncle. Some of them don't want you in their family. They don't recognize a marriage. Not to a barbarian, not to a subhuman, right? They don't like the kids. So, you know, when you get with them, the family basically, you know, a marriage is bringing two families together as a union, not just two people, which means if you get with the crackers family, race, that support, money, all that, that's gone. You lost that. Right? You did. That's not a step ahead. They talk about the disparity in income for blacks and whites. Well, that doesn't help. If you're getting with the person who has money, but yet their family has money, but you're not going to get it because you're black. Let's take an example. You know, Johnny Carson had a black grandson, right?
Johnny Carson, a talk show host?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
You know that there was no money for the black child. They could forget that.
Wow. He did the opposite of John McCain now.
There's no money. And so economically, a lot of folks see getting with whites as a step ahead. Well, typically whites with money marry other whites with money. Okay? And dumbass black folks, in particular athletes and so-called stars, they get with white folks who don't have money. So stupid. God. It's hard to respect dumb people, especially dumb black people. At some point, you have to get smart, right?
Right.
And why not marry a rich African or somebody with something going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, swirling. And the kids, you know, the confused children. Have you ever gone to school with someone you knew they were biracial when it's a girl because her hair was always fucked up? The white mother didn't, you know. Mm-hmm. The white mother's so confused. She gave the girl a bowl cut. It's just, I'm sorry if you biracial, you know, it's true. Your mother don't know what the hell to do with your hair. I mean, you look like Phyllis Diller on crack. And your mother, you know, I mean, don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And they don't talk about your history. They don't know it. And probably don't want to know it. I just love your father. Or should I just love your father's skin? I didn't sign on for all this nice stuff. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a sellout. It's a betrayal. And I'm not saying that you can't love someone. That's not what I'm saying. I have met some genuine love. It wasn't jungle fever. And normally when the people get married like that, they join your community. They're with black people, right? I've seen such couples. But I don't see that these days. I tend to see sisters who've given up on black men intentionally, first and foremost, because you meet well-educated black men that are bright, and sisters give them hell. They don't want a black dude too smart. They want a dumb dude so they can be the intelligent person in the household. And there are a lot of jackass sisters like that. So they get a dumbass man, and they have dumbass kids that keep them in court all the rest of their life and make children early. They start making kids when they're 12.
Wow.
But then, because they got a dude that was dumb. And the dude got like a criminal gene or whatever, stupid, dumb black, you know, full of the jail. that dude had. So, maybe he was good in bed, but damn, would you want to get with a woman and the kids are like, they're like criminal prone, they're like stealing Cheerios for day two, and you're like, damn, this is going to be good a few years from now, right? They go out of their way to ignore quality black men, but they get mad when they see a black man with a white woman. Like I've heard someone say, well, you seem like the kind of black man to be in a white woman. What it really means is you're intelligent, you're polished, you've traveled. And they're projecting, I wouldn't go out with you because you've got something to offer. So what I do is I see you're in the white woman to cover up for the fact that I don't like black men to be accomplished. I don't want to respect a black man. A black man being intellectual doesn't mean anything to me. In fact, I was out at this film premiere, and I was talking to a couple women, a couple sisters, and my cousin made a remark. I had a PhD, something. I had been talking to this woman for 90 minutes. I never mentioned anything like that because I don't care so much about PhDs and what I find out. And you know what that stupid ass woman said? Don't lead with that. Get that? I didn't even. She snapped at me. I didn't even bring it up. I didn't tell him to say that. I didn't encourage him to say it. Now, mind you, this sister may have a master's degree. I think she just had a bachelor's. I wasn't trying to impress her. I was talking about all kinds of stuff. She would never say that to a white man. If he had a PhD, it would be, okay, well, that's great. But to say to him, don't lead with that. After I've been talking to you for an hour and a half, and I asked you about your education, your background, all this, the minute I mentioned mine, I'm trying to impress her. Actually, I didn't mention it. Someone else mentioned it. They attacked it, okay? Now, what's interesting is her friend, who's like maybe 15% black or 10% black, they actually have called me a few times and whatever. It's quite interesting. Told me that this sister was mad because I had engaged in a conversation with this person who's learning about their black roots, even though they're not culturally black as a person. And this sister was mad at me for speaking to this person. Mind you, don't lead with your education. And when I was talking to her, she told me my hands were too close to the other woman's face, and my hands were like 2.5 feet away. Do you get where I'm coming from? Now, let me tell you what the issue is. Broad is probably bisexual, and Broad has problems with black men. And she's one of those Greek letter societies. Delta's oftentimes the most difficult ones of all. What is that about? I'm serious. I said it. Some of them like kind of harder than what's that thing called? A cinder block. Why not be feminine? In fact, we need to talk about that real fast. Being masculine is a turn off black women. Being overweight, and yes, 40 pounds is too much overweight. So when it's 120 pounds, please don't say you're sexy when you wear spandex, okay? Okay. When you look like a sponge, it's not sexy, okay? Except for if you want to scrub a shower or do a floor or whatever, okay? Maybe, some spick and span, maybe you could turn someone on, but not when you're too, no. If it's good on William Barber, don't look good on you, okay? And so be in shape, or at least be presentable and be feminine. And if masculine is the platform, a lot of sisters are wearing combat boots and men's drawers and stuff. Well, if a dude wants a man, there's so many drag queens out here. Starting at age 10, where I am, damn. I don't know where they have Barbie makeup and shit. I'm like, damn, what's going on? if a man wants a man, he'll get one. Okay, and all the penis envy in the world will never give you a penis, sister. So if you're trying to be a dude, you're gonna fail. Vice versa, brothers, please. Like the sagging, First, it's just it's awful, but brothers, be a man for real. Don't have more earrings than your woman.
Hey, Dr. Short.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I don't know what happened. You said don't have more earrings than your woman, then it cut off.
Oh yeah, well, we know who controls it. Yeah, you shouldn't use lip gloss. Okay, it's not for men. Okay, nail polish, even if it's clear. I'm sorry, brothers, and any woman that wants to wear nail polish, okay, before you know it, she's gonna want to put a strap on and do you in the booty. And you need to just head her off at the pass. Okay. Okay. Yes. I mean, in fact, at Howard, that was a big thing. These girls like getting guys in the booty unless please, no. Be a man. Okay. And I'm not saying that you have to lift weights, but, be as male as you can. And your hair, I mean, I'm not saying it, but what is it about all the dudes needing super long hair?
Mm-hmm.
Like hair all the way down their back. Sisters don't even have hair down their back half the time. Have you noticed all these dudes that have all this hair?
Mm-hmm.
If you spend that much time on your hair, you probably don't have time for her. Shoulder length. It doesn't need to be down to your behind. You can, but just do you need it down to your behind? Do you see these dudes and wonder why everyone, and some folks have hairdos. I'm sorry. If sometimes you can't tell if it's a man or a woman from behind the hairdo, try to be noticed as a man. Okay. We have enough trannies out here confusing people. There are a lot of folk reaching in people's drawers. They're going to get kiwi fruit or peach. And it's a bunch of grapes. And it really makes folks mad. That's how a lot of trannies how they get killed. See, half the time the dudes don't want to admit to themselves that they could get turned on by a tranny. That's all they have. And the other half are just probably high or stupid. And why would you get an erection when you know you're a man? That's going to make that dude angry. And don't do it in their apartment, of all places, And they may be ready to cheat in their wife's bed with the woman, but not with the dude. Okay, so I'm just talking, I'm telling the truth, Harry. And as for the LGBTQ black folks, y'all traders anyway, okay? Just have to call it what it is. I always say James Baldwin could tell the truth with a white penis in his mouth. What happened to y'all? Huh? How come nothing matters but sexuality? Not safe drinking water, not mass incarceration, not that our people lose their housing, not Africa being taken over by the Chinese, and they're not even giving out fortune cookies anymore. And if you do get one, it's basically nigga get out of Africa is in the fortune cookie. All right. Y'all gonna get a award of being the biggest traders of all times. It's probably in the mail. If I send one, it's gonna be COD because y'all got to pay for something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sick of y'all. I'm sick of Black Lives Matter. Y'all all coons and traitors to the community. I can't wait for black folks to get tired of y'all and turn on y'all. And I'm not talking about necessarily doing anything to anybody, but just philosophically, Malcolm X said, if you can't go to Africa, return to Africa in your mind. Okay, if we can't make stuff go back to like it used to be in the 70s, at least in our minds, let us be committed to being black men and black women, even if everybody doesn't want to join us. And oh my God, I'm trying to think. Come on, give me some swirlers. Oh, O.J. Simpson. He hasn't learned anything. He's just the most disgusting swirl of all times. Hands down, O.J. You're nothing. You never will be anything. And he had a big Navy bean head anyway. I mean, I'm not surprised. In fact, he had a good black wife who should have made some money dogging him. I would have if I were her. But she didn't do it. Just trying to think. Come on, give me.
Oh yeah, I want to ask you about. The situation with Phil from the A.L.L show. People got mad at him. Like a white Mexican or something like that. I want to ask you about why there's a lot of black men who are race first men, or they love black folks. They tend to go for women from other races or outside the group.
I'll tell you what James Farmer of Cord told me.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the black men that I know that are in the movement or have been in the movement have been divorced one time.
Mm-hmm.
Because black men and black women live in parallel universes. I have seen black men that become active and their wives are basically capitalist, greedy gold diggers. And they don't want their husband helping everybody. They want to get with a man who is educated, and they want him to just make money and live comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
No struggle, challenge. I just want to have the stuff. You see, it's a rare sister that's a movement woman. I'm going to just say this. I don't care how it strikes folks. These days, most sisters are coons. I see all this blonde hair. I see all of this weave. I see a lot of female cooning, okay? They have a Afrocentric body and a Eurocentric mind. And so a black man is committed to his people. That don't mean nothing. That's not going to get a Mercedes or a Lamborghini. Not going to get in a gated community. In the words of one sister, I remember saying, I can't be with the man that's not trying to make me live large. So principled, sincere black men willing to sacrifice, they're not necessarily going to have a lot of money or earning potential because the system's going to punish them and retaliate against them. These sisters got with men because they want to live good. They want to live the rich life. And sisters are so cynical until if you've ever been around the faculty at Morehouse or Howard from these HBCUs, these women, their husbands, they have open marriages with arrangements where the husband's probably got a bunch of frat buddies as his real wives, and she gets money and she's basically paid to not tell people her husband's gay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of sisters don't mind that as long as they got diamonds and furs, because they love things more than they love the man or his children. A lot of greedy, materialistic, cynical sisters out here. I'm not saying all, but many. And so, if you're a good brother, why don't you get a job at the CIA? If you, how's he going to do that? And these sisters, when they want what they want, they don't give a damn about what he has to do. It's the same way a lot of sisters can go out with a drug dealer. They'll say, I love Jesus, I'm a good Christian. And your man is a drug dealer. He's nice to me. And he's fucking killed the whole community, you stupid bitch. But she's got nice clothes on. She's got a fur. She's got a car. She has a nice house. There's a lot of narcissism in American women in general. And black women used to have some value for black men being led. This has been lost by a huge swathe of black women. Have you been in the local store lately, Walgreens or CVS, and the sister's angry that a black man's in the store?
Wow.
And what are you buying Kotex for? And maybe he's getting it for his wife. I mean, there's always something that you did wrong. Come on, have you ever worked and had a
I've been there. Yeah.
and you're like, oh my God, why are you always attacking and offending and going out of the way? You know, they never do it to white men because white men are dog a sister out. White men come down on black women. That's why sisters don't like Trump. Trump's the kind of dude that would fire sisters, like cut them off. They sense that. They sense, even though he's a jackass in a whole lot of ways, they sense the possibility of being accountable. Sisters have been free agents. They've always been able to be with white men, even if it wasn't consensual.
Mm-hmm.
Black men have only been able to be with white women over the last, say, 51 years.
Mm.
I mean, black women could always be with white men. Always.
Mm.
And the little bit of catching up that black men have done has made black women so angry, but yet there's never been a point where 30% of the new black marriages among black men were with white women. It's still about, say, 8 to 10%, meaning that most black men are less likely to be coons when it comes down to getting married than a whole lot of sisters. A lot of sisters are coons. They've been, through affirmative action, given that 2-to-1 preference over black men. They came up with these things like project housing and other things to divide black men and black women. If your standard of living keeps going up as a black woman, you can't understand why a black man's working at UPS. And you're such a cunt, as white men say, that instead of saying at least he's working regularly, at least he's presentable, at least he's a good human being, you're mad that he's not the corporate head of FedEx or whatever, without understanding what's the likelihood, even if he had the education and the training to be the head of FedEx. And who the hell are you for him to have to impress the first damn place? And you tell me, woman, what kind of man can impress a woman in the first place? There's always going to be someone with more money, bigger penis, bigger car, more air in the back right tire, whatever it is. Men can't buy women, not really, or win women without the consent of a woman being interested in a man. So, my brother, the black men that try to impress these sisters can't get them. And a black man that's not trying to get just a whole lot of money and material stuff isn't interesting to a whole lot of greedy, mercenary, capitalistic sisters out here where everything is staying. I want the engagement ring. I want the marriage ring. I want the 2nd anniversary ring. I want the 5th anniversary ring. I want the decade ring. You know I'm telling the truth. Oh, my God. I mean, I want to eat at Piccadilly's twice a week. I don't feel like cooking. Right? I mean, it's just, it's gimme, I got to takers. We have a lot of sisters that are just takers. They're not trying to give. And actually, when they do give to someone, like, the little crooked preacher with the grilled teeth, it's because he's promising her something like heaven or a miracle, like she's going to be prosperous and in shape. Try that without a treadmill. Yeah, I'm on that path, okay? And so a lot of the black men that I've seen that are activists have a hard time finding sisters that are activists because a lot of sisters, I'm sorry, they measure themselves against what white women have. And they're not going to live like white women, like Sue Ellen on South Fork, with their husband out there fighting for his people. This is why all over the country they're using black women in high places to stop the movement. I don't know if you're aware, but in the late 60s, when they were having all the rebellions on campus, they began to study who are leading these movements to change the campuses. And of course, it was when it's black men. So they started making certain that black men didn't get into school in the same numbers as females. Not that they ever did. In fact, there's a woman, her name is Never Done Morton. I have the book in storage. Do you know that black women have historically outnumbered black men in college? In many instances, as many as 3 and 4 to 1. That's back in Reconstruction times. Some of the biggest liars in history are black women that complain about not having educational opportunities. It sickens me to my guts to hear black women talk that garbage. African American men, who a lot of sisters hate and talk a lot of shit about, that's based on feelings, nothing more than feelings. Alfred Morris, 1977, top 10 hit if you don't know the song. Black men historically try to protect their girls from white men and from being in domestic service, put their daughters in schools and put their sons in the field, which meant that black girls got to be teachers. It was a way to keep them from getting raped and abused. Black men have historically educated, and so have black mothers, their girls, and have not done the same for their boys. We have a culture that hates black men. And whereas I'm talking about the man-hating women, we have the brother-fucker black men who see the world as a never-ending clash between black dicks. There's never enough pussy for 2 men. So I hate every other black male. I can't work with him. I'm mad. If he's gay, I hate him for being a faggot. If he likes women, he's going to take pussy from me. So there's no way you and me can get along because either I want to hump on you or I want to hump on somebody that you think is yours. This is how black men relate to each other. It's juvenile, it's satanic, it's Luciferian, it's carnal, it's shallow. There's an abundance of people to sleep with, but try telling that to the average black man. That's why you get to a nightclub and the black men are fighting. There are 10 trillion women in there, 5 men, and all the black men are fighting. Right?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, that's what you just.
So the black man has never cut himself into opportunity. And he does some things, he does more for females than he does for men. And by the way, the woman being spoiled, because black women are spoiled relative to black women everywhere else in the world. I've traveled. Trust me, it's true. You go to Africa and you show me a place where women outnumber men in school like what you see in America. Black women, 8, 9 to 1. That's unique to this country. And that's you can go to a church and these little fake-ass nigga preachers say, oh, we're going to send a young woman to college. Damn. That's all you got in college is young women. What about the young men going to college? It never comes up, and there'll always be a little closet lesbian, and they're always talking about doing stuff for girls. You never hear them talk about doing nothing for boys. Never. And if you start talking about doing something for boys, you can get white lesbians and black feminists and other female coons to come together and attack it. Many years ago, they wanted to try to do something to counter the black males not achieving academically in Detroit. And they're going to have a male school to try to get these black boys together. And the sorry-ass black women got with the racist-ass white feminists and fought against the school, saying it would discriminate against the girls. Yet, you got way more black women going to college than black men. But what does the hell truth have to do with it? when you have black women that hate black men so much, they can only see their relationship to black men and their world as being victimized 100% of the time by black men. This is how they see the world. In fact, if you let some of these little black feminists talk to you, it's black men that did segregation and credit redlining. And if just black women could get away from black men, life would be okay. Let's see how that works.
Wow.
That's stupid. I knew this really dumb feminist named Wanda at Howard. And she said that black women didn't have the opportunities. When I began to drop to her that black men only began to get into college in substantive numbers to black women with the GI Bill, she says, what does education have to do with opportunity?
Wow.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Do you see how the little brainwashed, stupid black woman will find any way to deny that black women have ever had anything extended to them? It's only black men that have everything? Really? Did you know the majority of the free people prior to 1865 were black women? Black free men were an absolute minority. Meaning that it was easier for women to get their freedom because they're sleeping with white men. Okay, I ain't mad at them. But it's interesting. It's hard for black men to get there. I'm not even beefing about the women being the majority, but it says that black women have had, black men and black women are more equal than white men and white women. Black women are very dishonest about this, and many of them pretend that there's almost no equality between black men and black women. I've seen this in the elite schools where they just talk about the black patriarchy. I'm trying to think, where the hell was it? My principals were female. The head of my family, at least on one side, was female. I mean, I've always seen black women with power and education. My whole life, this idea that black women didn't have anything, I learned this when I got to school with white people. Think about it. You name a field, music, sports, science. Black women have often been leaders. Often. Maybe not all the time, but often had a shot in the black community. Yes, there's some stuff sexually reserved for men, sure. Mainly in the church. And who supports the church? Who finances the church? All the little grumbling people out there that are going to make nasty comments. Black women support the church. They finance it. So the greatest enemy of equality in the black community between the sexes is black women themselves. Although there are a whole lot of cool men that don't want to treat women right. I'm right there with you. I don't believe in mistreating sisters or denying them their props. And so we got the Mr. from The Color Purple, which is a fictional story written by a lesbian who hates black men. Yes, she does. Unfortunately, we share birthdays, Brother Heard. Yeah, I call her phallus stalker. Miserable, man-hating, castrating lesbian. Okay, yeah, I said that about her. And I don't read her books. Think about that. Isn't education one of the indicators of the chance to have opportunities, right?
Right.
So if black women are the majority and they get most of that, then when you make affirmative action, 2-to-1 preference where a woman's going to get twice as many chances as you, well, then who's going to get the jobs? And why are they giving it to black women? I'm not mad at black women getting it. Black women are less threatening than black men. I'm not mad at the black woman for getting that, but be honest. You know, I remember when I finished my first grad degree and I was applying for a position, and I started to hear this thing, well, We have two candidates for the job. You and a black woman. Whenever I heard that, I knew I wasn't going to get it. I never beat out a black woman. It always lost. Always. And I don't think I'm a sorry person. I mean, I was always inferior to every sister, all the time. I was in class. I saw sisters that slept with the professors and mediocre females that got in school because they got help. There were mediocre males there too, but I saw mediocre females, and if they're the majority, there were a hell of a lot of mediocre sisters that I saw in school. I didn't say all, but I said many. And I saw a lot of mediocre brothers. Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
And so there's one right now that's working for the African American History Museum. No, she's working at the African History Museum I went to Howard with. She's having sex with a man in his 80s or 70s. They was into his 80s. Yeah, he's really old. And he put this girl, who's a dummy, in the graduate program, and she got a PhD. She's dumber than a bag of rocks, but she's got a high. I would never get the same job she got. I'd never be considered. It would never happen. They padded her resume. She didn't do anything, and I've watched this, and I've seen a whole lot of sisters using sex as their way up. I'm not knocking them for using that on their way up, but when I hear about all this backbone and strong sister this and that, and a whole lot of folks did a lot of hoeing to get to where they are. White women do it too. We never talk about that. And by the way, I would get a lot of comments that I sound jealous. No, I don't. I won't. I don't ever want to do that to get anywhere. And could have done that just, nah, I don't want to do that. I want it based on my merits, even though people don't believe in that. I do. You haven't seen that heard? You haven't seen certain people do the Diana Ross? I like Diana Ross, but by no means was she the best singer in Motown.
Right.
But she know who to get with to get to the top. Omarosa, same thing. There are a lot of people that like Omarosa. I'm thinking, you know, okay, fine. I'm not saying she's not smart, but is that the kind of person that we aspire to be? Someone that climbs with the genitalia to get somewhere. Where are you really climbing to? So, and I see little whorish black men. They you know, what they tend to do is be with white men or white women. Okay, yes, it does too happen. Like Don Lemon, he has a Jewish husband. That's why he's on TV. If he were with a black woman, they would have fired him a long time ago. Yeah, I said it. I mean it. I mean, I'm not sorry. I got to tell the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the coon. So are you feeling me, brother? We've got all of this wickedness in our community. We need God. We need to clean up. We need to be about being real men and black women. And we need to have our own stuff, not try to be in their system, but get our own and have some ethics in it. You know, I'll tell you something I don't like about black men in authority. I've noticed if you put black men in authority in many places, they think if they have a high position that they're owed sexual favors from all the women and sometimes the men too. And it's like, it's so pathological. Now, I've also seen sometimes you get a woman that gets a high position, like one of the former presidents of the Film Cookman College. Hi, Sheila. Is it true that everybody had to screw you to keep their job? I'm just asking. inquiring minds want to know, and my source says it's what had to be done. But then again, I don't know. You can call me. My number's posted. You feel me, Brother Hurd? So we can go on and on and on. But so where are you going to find the movement woman if all the women are told, like that song, Shake Your Moneymaker, she has to use what she's got to get what she wants?
Mm-hmm.
When we've made prostitution and harlotry good, and greed and materialism and women not being feminine or maternal or wife or life partner material, where are you going to find the black woman who has a father that not only that she knows but that she loves? Because a lot of sisters hate their father because their mother told them that their father's no good. But ask yourself, why'd your mama cock her legs open and let him in there if she didn't like him? And so many black women are the collateral damage of their mother's gossiping, the mother being a bitch. Yeah, I said it. Telling you a bunch of stuff about her and your dad that she should have told a woman her age or a psychiatrist or someone to put all that toxic garbage in the head of the girl when she's young. And yet a lot of times this woman will say all this stuff about the father is this, the man is that. And she stays with him, but their daughter is so angry with the father, they never find the man. And oftentimes when they do find the man, it's a woman that beats their ass more than Ali and Spinks, duking it out. And they stay with it.
Wow.
So where do we find the movement woman? And where does the sister find the man who doesn't think that, he's supposed to be a sexual Johnny Appleseed, Woody Woodpecker? And I blame again our backbone sisters. Why do you sexualize these boys when they're 3 and 4 years old? He gonna be a hoe when he gets old. Have you ever seen that? They're encouraging, telling this boy all the people he's gonna screw.
Mm-hmm.
And why do you do that? Now, y'all women say all this stuff. Ooh, he's gonna just break hearts. And so you get this reinforcement from the women. And then when you get about 10, or no, not 10, when you get about 5, and you get told about cooch from your male peers, oh my God, folk are having sex at 6 and 7, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. If being a dog has been engrafted into your childhood by people you trust, like your grandmother, there's a house several up the alley from mine. I'm so glad the family got kicked out. But the grandmother was telling the grandson that he was a faggot. Over and over and over again. This kid's no more than 4 years old. It's not my child. I mean, what do you do? I called Child and Family Services. They'll molest him there, but a lot of our people are being destroyed by poor mothering. We talk about the absent father. What about the bastard that was there with the kids? What the hell was she doing? I don't want to hear about the man. He's not there. He's in the hole in Attica someplace, or Sanderton in Kentucky, or Sandsbridge, whatever the hell you want to call it. These in the Supermax. If you're there, what are you doing, black mother? Maybe you don't get to do a nail appointment or get your hair done. The most important is make certain that your children get somewhere. Who's raising all these confused boys and girls? A logical answer are black mothers. And at some point, we're going to have to say, black mothers, what the hell are you doing? You're so strong. You're a queen. You're the backbone. And this is the shit that's produced. Somebody's got to answer for this. okay, we'll take your comment is that all men are shit and unaccountable and they're never there. Okay, then if you're perfect and you're there and you got it all together, how come the kids aren't turning out better? After all, you didn't need him. He was just a sperm dropper.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
At some point, yes, I don't care how mad I make you. At some point, if we're going to move forward, everybody's got to be held accountable, man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a problem as a people. I'll start with black men. Part of the whore and pimp stud thing is never being honest with women because you may not get pussy for telling the truth. We learned that early. He ain't getting nothing because he's honest. So when we teach men to not have integrity so they can get some, and that's one of the most powerful primal drives in men and women is sex. When a black man learns integrity, is a guaranteed way to not get sex. The black men learn to lie and deny so they can get some. So the man never tells the truth because he's trying to get his broom dusted. Then a woman will never hear any real criticism from a man. And whereas a woman is told the man is a zero and he never does anything right, then she has to be perfect. Are you understanding me? See, we have to leave that. I always say to the little feminists, and I love making those broads angry and make me sick, or macho dude, wannabes. All that penis envy is toxic. The South Africans have this little saying that women hold up on half the sky. I always say to them, well, if the whole sky is falling, does that mean that the woman dropped her half too? Then they get mad. We have to help one another. We have to be together. We have to be able to hear advice, critique. We have to be able to look and say, hey, wait a minute. There's a sister I went to school with. I'm forgetting her first name. No, I think her name was Tanya Jenneray. Mm-hmm. And I think her mother had 5 or 7 children by 7 different men. And she would always talk about men like they were no good. And my thing is, okay, let's say the men are no good, but at some point, when your mother had the 3rd child by the 3rd man, which child after the 3rd child would you safely say allows us to call your mother a hoe? I'll give you the first 3, that each one, the man was no damn good and he lied to her. But when we get to 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and everybody's a dog and she's not a hoe, she's just living for Jesus, bullshit. No, your mother was a hoe. You don't have to have all those kids by different men. No, you don't. And you get where I'm coming from? We could talk about black men not paying child support, but we don't talk about the mothers who get child support not buying the proper food for the kids, right? We don't talk about her giving one man's money to another man, right? Mm-hmm. We don't talk about the woman not letting the man visit his children, even though he's paying this money he's supposed to, right? How come we don't have that discussion? How come we don't have a discussion of all the men whose marriages end because the women are gay and he's put out of his house by her girlfriend or she leaves for another woman? It happens. Black men, either they're punk, faggot type men who can never, they're so afraid I could get any pussy if I tell the truth. So I'm just never going to talk about anything so I could get mine. Oh, I hate that about black men. I do. So when a black man has a woman leave him for another woman, they don't talk about it. But if a black man leaves a black woman for a man, you're going to hear about it. And I don't mind that happening, but the issue is, shouldn't it also be said when the woman leaves a man for a woman? Isn't that equality? You see, a lot of women don't want equality heard. They want the benefits of equality without being accountable. That's white and black women in America. And as long as black men accommodate that as being the way women are, which is bullshit, that's the way American women are. You can get stoned and hurt in these other countries. It's in Brazil, man. You catch your wife cheating. A man can kill a woman and get off. I never want to see that happen in America. But I do want, if a woman's wrong, she's held accountable as an adult. If a man's wrong, he's held accountable as an adult. If a man rapes a woman, lock his ass or kill him. If a woman falsely accuses, throw that bitch in jail for 15 years. Hold everybody accountable equally. And our community has to begin to do this, or we're doomed. And if we don't like boys dressing up like girls, in fact, one woman made a comment. I'm gonna go into this for 1 second, then we will wind up. Look, my brother, I was on a thread, and I decided to go to war with some vicious, mule-minded sisters who kept talking about all the black men being gay, and I'm thinking all black men are not gay. And they kept insisting that all the black men were gay. Oh, God, okay. Yeah, I want to do this. Okay, we're going to do it. I just, well, you know what? I've got a solution. I've got a solution for all you women worried about a man being gay. The answer is polygyny. Not polygamy, polygyny. Mm-hmm. All you women need to find a straight man, put him on a schedule, so you know who's getting screwed on which days, and get a dude that keeps himself in shape, that drops the pipe, and that way you know that you're dealing with a man that's just completely, his civic duty is banging the booty. And y'all share him because you know he's straight. And let the other ones die or whatever. It's just that way you'll know. You know they said no to that, right? They get, no, I want to have my own mess. Now, I says, wait a minute. You're saying you can't trust black men. And yet, if you're one that's straight, y'all can't agree amongst yourselves to make certain that you are with the straight man. And I just said, I said, let's be honest. Y'all aren't straight. You broads aren't straight. Well, I am too straight. He says, no, you aren't. Because they start talking about transvestites. I said, we're going to talk about transvestites. Okay. It's a fraction of black men that's transvestites. I says, but it's almost a majority of you women that are transvestites. I says, that's how you get that. It says, how many of you wear pants and hats and men's gloves and men's shoes and men's socks and men's drawers? Wow. Way more of you wear men's stuff than men wear women's stuff. First of all, they'll make you shit in our size if we want to wear it. Excuse me. You guys go to church dressed like dudes, and men accept it. But the rare dude that's dressed up like a broad, and the world's going to end. Why is that? Why is there no rules and no standards for how women are supposed to act? How, a woman can wear or not wear lipstick. She can have earrings, not have earrings. She can have her hair cut bald. It could be long. Men can, it's just almost every imaginable thing, the rule. It's no rule for you. And for men, if I wear pink or purple or yellow or pastel, I'm queer. Wherever this. Why there's so many rules that define the man, but so few rules that define what a woman is? Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just went after it. I said, so most of y'all are transvestites. That dress like dudes. You wear men's stuff, and men accept it. They don't complain because you're a woman. And I said to this lady, she told me something. I said, you know what, sister? I know if you told me somebody's bi that was with you, I says, with that Rikers Island smile you got. Well, you want to have sex twice a year, and you wonder what he's doing? Shoot. I mean, I know someone like this. They screw once a year, and they're with a man. So what's he supposed to do? And then if he cheats, he's a whole, if he puts up with her not screwing, he's weak. This, right? When are some of the folks account? When are folks going to start dealing with people, the games that are being run? So I just said, you know what? Polygyny would work. I said, you would have to share the income. You'd know where the man was. The kids would have a dad, all the stuff. Are you feeling me? Mm-hmm. And they said no to that. They said no to that. And my thing is, so, well, then, in fact, they got mad, and they went to one dude and told him he had to put me off of the page because they didn't want to debate. Because in reality, I've been in other countries when women are talking and a man from another culture walks up, the woman gets silent. In Black America, when men are talking, a woman walks up, Black men get silent. It's just the opposite of what men do in other cultures. And Black women are spoiled by their men being castrated. A real woman wouldn't want a castrated Black man. A real woman wouldn't want a weak Black man. A real Black woman would want her man to be strong. The difference is I looked at it. White women voted for Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Even though he's a sexist ass man, because they like white men being strong. Black women say they want Black men to be intelligent, sensitive, and strong, the essence man. But do you really see that, Ron Hurd? I had a student that reached out to me a couple of days. I think his name is Lon Ray Ashodi. He's like an African-American Nigerian brother. I ran into him a couple of years ago. I was singing at this coffee place, and I looked at him, and I knew, since your girlfriend's from another country, isn't she? And she's good-looking, gorgeous woman. Mm-hmm. I said, yeah, I thanked her for going out. He's a smart guy, manly, good-looking, brilliant brother, but when he was at Bowie State, his sisters wouldn't even look. I've seen this. Good guys, nice look, couldn't even get a hearing. But the guy that's on weed, the guy that's like a jackass, the dysfunctional dude, he's punching women in the jaw and got them women just crowding them like flies on doo-doo. And I asked sisters about this. Why is it the Black men that are dysfunctional get all the women, and the Black men that seem to be the most likely that are going to be reliable, manageable dudes, they're lost in the shuffle? I don't get an honest answer, but I'll tell you what it is, and it's going to sound crude. No good dudes fuck better. That's what it is. The same way dudes like trifling women because they think a woman with tight clothes on, with tattoos and all that screws better than a little church girl who dresses modestly. Okay? And this sister tried to tell me something many years ago, and I came up with my term. I said to her, how come you sisters pick such sorry-ass brothers to get with? And because I said, you know what? I've seen white women, they get the pick of the litter of black men. Asian women, all these women know how to pick black men, well-educated. How come you can't find them? I says, even the gays can find black men that are educated. Why don't you know your own black man? And she said, well, it's kind of hard to really know what's going on when you're picking black men. She says, it's hard to predict. I said, it's not hard to predict. It's because you're predicting. Before dick. You're trying to figure out what kind of dick you're going to get before you figure out what kind of man you're talking to. It's prediction is your damn problem. And they stopped speaking to me, and I didn't mind because I don't like stupid people. Prediction. Stop trying to figure the dick out before you know who the man is. And it's the same thing for men who are more interested in the woman's ass than her mind. Find out. If she hates her dad, she's going to hate you too. If she loves her dad, she's going to be nice to you. Does he have a history of violence? If he has 6 women with 6 children, you're going to be involved with the other people he screwed, sister. Why not try a dude who hasn't been around the block as much? Maybe he can't screw as good as the person that's been screwing since he's 6 years old. But maybe with some on-the-job training, he can get there. You know, a lot of sisters like playing mystery games about sex. No, get some books, do some tutorials, tell them how to hit the G-spot. Don't play mystery games like, well, if you were a real man, you would know how to. Why does he have to know all that? Why does he have to have an encyclopedic knowledge of sex before he gets with you? Do you realize he'd have to have screwed and experienced a whole lot of women before he gets to you? And if he has that kind of flavor and taste for women, how's he going to be faithful? He's used to, like, being a jack roller, hitting everything. He's like an autofocus camera on a project where he covers the area. You dumbass, you better get a man who can be intimate with you. What I'm saying, a lot of, and the brothers, I don't know what it is about people like Kanye where they want to screw a woman. It's almost like they want their sperm to like arm wrestle with the other dude's sperm, and whoever once wins out. And it's nasty. If you put a woman that all the other men have been with, it's almost like you're screwing the guys she was with, because you're going to be dealing with them too. Yeah, I said it like that. It's crude, but you are. I think you went in the snooze land.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know.
Anyway, there's plenty to play with, man. There's plenty to play with. This is going to have them set off for a couple of days.
Yeah, it will be a lot of people. I already know. I can hear I can just see the comment sections now, but it's something that needs to be talked about because, I mean, there is a disconnect. There's a problem. I know, just talking to people where I'm at, dealing with certain types of women and certain types of mindsets and stuff among our people, is that, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just like, I know too many single women that are professional women. They're in their early or mid-40s. They never been married. They don't have any children. And they keep on saying, well, they can't find no man. Or I don't know. And I'm saying, well, I guess a lot of us guys, if you become the dominator, if you like always having an issue in your relationships, like you can't keep a man or you can't be with nobody, you got to start looking yourself in the mirror and seeing what's going on. Is it always the man's fault? Or even if you're a man, is it always the woman's fault for you being by yourself or not having success?
And it's not. I'm trying to say everybody held accountable. But the women are going to only hear the criticism on the female side. They won't hear the criticism of the male. This is a denial of defense because if I'm saying everyone must be accountable, they don't like that because they don't want to be accountable.
Yeah.
Now put that out there. That's going to make people mad.
Yeah. You You know, it's funny how what you said about the accountability part. Anytime a black person comes along and say some good points, and then you say we got to be accountable for ourselves, and black folks get mad, get emotional. We don't want to be responsible for ourselves. We want to be slaves. We want to be, we don't want to have no type of. It's like what somebody talk about when a person get killed by the police, and then we protest, we angry, then we talking about black folks killing other black people. I'm not saying black or black crime. That's somehow things happen in our neighborhoods and whatnot. And then we point that out, or somebody points that out, then you become a bad person for pointing it out. Like,
Well, we can't live for them. So today I just went to war on feminism in the community. I know I said something about Alice Walker. I know that's go right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you got a right to say, I think you provide a lot of food for thought, not to show that every time you open your mouth. Like I said, I meet people out in the streets or whatever, and they just really enjoy your commentary and analysis on the issues because they're not getting this from a so-called fake news source. I mean, we don't really have, like you talk about, the lack of a true black media presence concerning certain topics and stuff and things we need to be talking about instead of all this other stuff like that's very gossipy or is very entertainment oriented. We need to start getting this stuff you're talking about.
We can do gossip, but we have to put something in there because I know I said something. The sisters are going to howl tonight. They're going to be angry.
Well, it's Halloween, right?
You should put it out for Halloween.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, today, so I'm definitely going to put that out there. It's trick or treat.
They're going to
be very treated.
They're going to be very, very angry. I know that thing. I said, so how many babies do you have to have by different men before you become a hoe? Before we call you a hoe?
Oh yeah. Yes, you're in Jasper Williams territory now.
Oh well, I don't care. I mean, I like Jasper Williams. That thing was so good. Do you know Jasper Williams?
I don't know, but my mom used to go to his brother's church in Memphis. He got an A.L.L. Williams, got a church. He the one with the Statue of Liberation through Christ on the front lawn. They caused a lot of controversy. So his family is known for controversy, but they are, well respected, I guess, preaching family.
And he was awesome, man. That I love the way he made everybody mad. It was so good. I mean, he did that last few minutes where he talked about respect. That was hilarious. And I know that there are people still angry about the film. It was the best thing in there. I should do it right there. The gays. When he did that, man, and he made gay like a 6-syllable word. That was hilarious, man. That's like wow. But we need to really think about that, and you should reach out. I'm going to send you a number for. The beauty is you have lots of content, man. There's no reason that this can't be made into that one can't have an entertainment complex. Are you feeling? There's no reason that you can't have an entertainment complex right now, and have people buy into it. We've got to have these things. If we don't get them, we're dead. And people like Tariq Nasheed, they can do Haiti and they can do Hidden Colors, but they don't do Mississippi right now. This bothers me. I don't mind knowing history from 6,000-7,000 years ago, but what about speaking to today? I mean, have you ever noticed the stuff for the Hidden Colors, all of them are talking about what used to happen. What about what's happening right now? So, anyway, let me get off of here. It's almost 7 o'clock. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, you're a marathon, man. I just always much respect Dr. Short. I want to talk to you. I know you're going to have a lot to say. And you've been consistent and, you've been animate about, things we need to know about. But I guess it's like, we need to start supporting people like you as well. And you got a documentary out, correct? That could be viewed.
Yeah, it's something that has to, it's got to get a push. We've got to go after Black Lives Matter. They have to be punished. See, they've learned that black men don't hold black women accountable, and our enemy is running black women against black men. And so they can do it with Black Lives Matter. In D.C., we have a lesbian mayor that's hurting us. You keep getting hit, and nobody will say anything about these sisters. It's not fair. It's not fair to our survival.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying give brothers a pass. That's not what I'm saying. Trust me, that's what folks are going to post up there. But I don't call black men out. You don't say, and that's so funny. He doesn't hold black women. He doesn't hold black women accountable. I mean, he doesn't hold black men accountable. He only attacks black women. I think this for gay folks. Now say he never criticizes straight people. Did you hear me go after straight people? Yes, I do. I'm talking about all of this. They don't want, if you are looking at all of it, it makes them mad because you're saying something they don't want to hear. I'm going to send you Bryant Moore's number. This brother's a genius, man. I mean, he knows how to find grants and shit. We can have a media thing, and I think we can have one in several cities. One in D.C., Baltimore, Atlanta, with the capacity to do satellites and other places, and of course, Memphis and Chicago. If we just had like a parallelogram between D.C., Atlanta, Memphis, Chicago, and maybe someplace in the middle, like Philly, I don't know about Philly, maybe, we would be able to really turn this thing around. Because I see different people trying to get these media groups, but there's so many black folks doing social media until it's glutted. And things like Facebook and Twitter are doing everything they can to prevent people from educating one another. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. You have a good morning.
You guys, sure. Thank you so much for all you do. In the words of Duke Ellington, we love you madly. Keep on producing and pushing.
All right. See you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You do too. All right.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.